In this episode, we're sealing up our welds and laying on the lizard skin. Let's go. In our last episode, we bolted up our new clutch assembly, mated the LS3 to the T56 Magnum, did one last test fit to double check our chassis mods, and then welded everything up for good. Now it's time to seal up the work we've done and add powerful sound and heat insulation while we're at it. Let's get to work. In previous episodes, you've seen the modifications that we've made to our engine bay, transmission tunnel, and interior. While it's possible to simply prime and paint over these areas, using a quality seam sealer will give our work a much higher level of protection against moisture and corrosion than just paint alone. It's what the automotive manufacturers use throughout every car made, and it's an easy job that will finish our work off right. This process is very similar to caulking around your bathtub. You'll need a caulking gun, some good seam sealer, gloves, and paper towels to clean up with. Here's a look at how it all turned out. The sealer went on easy and dried quickly, and while it may look a little rough at the moment, it'll look great once we prime and paint it. There's a long list of benefits that come from jamming a big engine into a little car. The speed, the sound, the fury, the scaring of the friends and family, and so on. But a big drawback is unwanted heat and noise. The heat comes from stuffing so many big, hot parts into a confined area. The noise is unwanted resonance, vibration, rattles, and other road rumble. This is an important step in building a car like this, as controlling the heat and noise will make it more comfortable and enjoyable for the life of the car. To address this important issue, I ordered up these lizard skin products from Summit Racing. Lizard skin is an environmentally friendly, spray-on coating that goes on fast and seamless and provides excellent thermal insulation and protection against unwanted noise. How much protection? How about reducing engine and solar heat transfer by 30 degrees Fahrenheit or more, and sound transfer by 12 decibels or more? It's also strong, protecting the steel from moisture and corrosion. We'll be using both the Lizard Skin sound control and ceramic insulation products in their purpose-built Super Pro application kit to spray it all on with ease. But before we start spraying, we need to do some prep work to make sure the Lizard Skin has a good surface to adhere to and that we avoid overspray. To take care of our prep work, we'll use the items that you see here. Scuff pads to give the Lizard Skin some bite, denatured alcohol to clean the surfaces, and masking paper, tape, and drop cloths to protect from overspray. We'll be coating our interior, so I scuffed, vacuumed, and cleaned in here really well. We'll also be spraying our transmission tunnel and floorboards, so I got it clean enough to eat off of, and then scuffed it up for good too. I also did this same prep work in the trunk. After all that scuffing and cleaning, it was time to protect any and all areas from overspray. First, I taped over these firewall access holes to avoid spray from coming into the engine bay. Then I gently unwrapped the drop cloth and taped it down. I then taped over any bolt or clip holes to avoid overspray getting in there and clogging up the works. So here's a look at our neatly wrapped Miata. Now to set the stage, I was doing all of this during the frigid winter we had here. This wasn't ideal, as Lizard Skin recommends a 60 to 70 degree ambient temperature during application. So I got creative and walled in the Miata's garage bay with some thick plastic. Using a portable heater, I was able to get it up into the high 60s in here, and it remained nice and warm for a long time. It also added some protection for the rest of the garage in case I got crazy with the overspray. Our next step was to lay down a few coats of primer over the areas that we modified in the engine bay, interior, and front end. Here's how that turned out. With that dry, now we're ready for the Lizard Skin. We're starting with the Lizard Skin SC, or sound control coating, which must be laid down first when using both the sound control and ceramic insulation coatings. Using the stir paddle attachment that came in the Super Pro application kit, I mixed the contents to a milkshake-like consistency as described in the instructions. Speaking of instructions, they are very specific and useful, which help the whole process go smoothly. Next, I poured the mix into the 1-quart cup from the Super Pro application kit and attached the spray gun. With the sprayer tip adjusted to 2 turns out, as suggested in the manual, I fired up the compressor, set my air pressure regulator to 55 psi, and tested out the spray pattern on a piece of cardboard. The test went well, so I think it's lizard time. The coating goes on thick and fast. The goal is to keep the spray tip 6 to 9 inches away from the substrate and spray in an even sweeping motion. I quickly got the hang of it, even though I hadn't used a spray gun like this in ages and had never done anything like this before. You want a thickness of 20 mils per coat, which is measured with the gauge included in the application kit. After about an hour, the first coat was dry to the touch, and I could follow up with a second coat. Cleaning the gun was important but easy since you can use warm water to do so. Having a bucket of water close by was handy as the Lizard Skin wants to dry fairly fast and you want to keep your spray gun and mixing paddle clean. It would have been great to have a helper for cleanup, but I made it happen. Since I would be applying the ceramic insulation spray next, I let the sound control coats fully cure for a couple days. Curing goes faster in warmer temperatures, so given my weather conditions, I gave it a little more time. Mixing and spraying the ceramic insulation was the same process as before. A little less air pressure is required, but otherwise it went on just like the sound control mix. I also sprayed the bottom and sides of the gas tank to keep it cool as a cucumber, even though hot exhaust pipes will be close by. Here's a look at how our coated transmission tunnel and floor turned out. With our lizard skin completely dry, but the car still protected from overspray, it was a perfect time to paint our engine bay. To tackle this job, I chose this color-matched spray paint from automotivetouchup.com. I'd used Automotive Touch-Up before on my Galant VR4 restoration with impressive results, so I had pretty high expectations. I tell you, this paint was a dead-on match and goes on incredibly even and smooth. Once again, I was really impressed with the results. So here are the results of our hard work. Nice! I love how this all turned out. The lizard skin is thick, durable, and looks really professional. I love how it seamlessly covers all of the small and large contours and curves of the interior, trunk, and transmission tunnel. I'm also amazed at how much it has quieted down the metallic noise of every panel. The difference is dramatic, and I'm sure it will make a huge difference in noise and heat reduction out on the road. The camera doesn't pick this up well, but after knocking on our stock uncoated Miata panels, there was a long resonance, almost like ringing a bell. You can hear it if you listen closely, but this is now completely gone. I'd never taken on a project like this before, and after going through the whole process from start to finish, I would highly recommend this product. It was a fun DIY project, and I know the results will make it time well spent. Thank you for watching, and be sure to visit summitracing.com for all of your horsepower needs. In the next episode, reassembly begins. For more pictures and details on this build, check out my website at v8mazda.com. So with that said, thanks again, folks. We'll see you next time.